Well, hello and welcome back. It's been a bit of a long and frustrating process to get to this stage again, but the engine's back together and I've been running it for the last few days and it's staying together, so that's a positive. Most of you that have been reading the knee slider site will know the changes to the engine. I rang LA Sleeve as well as Darton, two very good American companies that make engine sleeves, and I ended up going with Dyno because they made a sleeve but had the right material to use the original Commodore rings, which saved me a lot of trouble trying to source non-standard parts for the engine. So that's worked out really well. They made a nice job. They're all in, of course, and they look good and they won't break, which is very important. As an added bonus of safety, I've bought this MSD rev limiter here. Now that's a setup for a V8, but they told me it would work with a 9-cylinder. And what you do, they gave me a selection of chips, and between 3000 and 3700. They're just this little thing here with a number marked on them, and it just so happens that the 3000 RPM one knocks us out at about 2500 RPM. And when I start the engine, I'll demonstrate that. So what it does is just starts knocking out spark plugs and stops the engine from revving. The oil system is all good. The only change I've made again is that all the oil drains to the front, the little front tank on the front now, and both pumps scavenge out of that, and it's working very well, really good. And the other change is, instead of using hot water for the converter, I'm now circulating engine oil through, which is what I should be done before, because it warms up really quickly, and it's very effective at keeping the converter warm and stopping it turning into an ice block. Now, to make things a bit more entertaining, and in the absence of a prop, which would be noisy anyway, I've built this Heath Robinson device here. Now this is a Ford Falcon front end suspension, and I've just bolted to this plate along with its own master cylinder, and I found this very anemic and undernourished drive shaft off an 1800cc Toyota Hilux, and I'll put that in there. This engine could seriously damage this shaft, so I'll put a steel pipe around it to arrest it if it did something to it and broke it. The other thing is that we don't have a booster or any powerful means of activating the caliper here. So I've got this very long lever arrangement and this left and right-handed clevis here, which gives me the power to pull this brake on with the water running over it to keep it cool. I've got a bit of an emergency pull pin here, and round the back I've got if it shows you with the camera, I've just got this little throttle arrangement with this Bowden cable running up to the throttle so I can control it. It's tricky, it's very easy to overdo it, and it's very hot here in the cooler today, so I've got some ice in the cooler, and I'm only going to use about 1/4 to 1/3 power to make sure we don't even overheat the engine, because it's not ideal. It'll only be ideal when it gets the propeller on it, which I'm working on now. So we'll fire it up and see if we can have a bit of fun, but and I'll try not to stall it, and I'll just get some constant load on the engine, and we can watch that for a while. And so I'll turn the water on and we'll see how we go. I'll let the engine warm up for a couple of minutes before we put some load on it. And I'll demonstrate the rev limiter by bringing it up, and you'll hear it start to misfire. Ian Drysdale's been very worried about that. He'll want to see that rev limiter. It's working. 300 to about 600 RPM. It's a really lovely note there. Oh well, I hope you really enjoyed that. It's just an amazing amount of load going on that brake for such a low RPM and low throttle opening, and it gives the engine something to do until I get a prop, and also it's very good for the rings to give them load to help them bed in. So it's really running beautiful. I even pulled a hose off of here to check the flow through the top end, and that's looking really good. So it's really coming together. So what's next? Well, the main thing is to get the engine off this building stand onto a proper permanent engine stand. So this is ready for my next project. And the other thing is to get a nose cone built and put a water walker prop on. That prop has potentially 1,400 pounds of thrust at around 3,000 RPM and around about 350 horsepower. So that should be quite nice, and that'll keep the engine cool, so you'll be able to run at higher power settings and really put some load on it, which will make the exhaust system bark even better. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll get back to you at some point in the future, and I look forward to seeing you then when we can run it with a nice nose cone on and this big propeller, which will be about 6 foot. It'll be way out here somewhere. It should look really nice. 3-blade, because that looks better. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to showing it to you. So I'll see you again in sometime in the future. Thanks a lot.